everybody. It's Bible Quote of the Day, and I'm checking this just to make sure we pick a new one instead of yesterday's. I hope you got to get information from yesterday that helped your soul or inspires you in some kind of way because it does the same for me. Exodus 17:6. I already know the subject of this whole book. Exodus is when Moses is being brought out of, he's bringing the Israelites out of Egypt. So there's a lot that goes on, you know, in the whole book. So the number was Exodus 17:6, and here's what it says. It says, directed by God, the whole company of Israel moved on by stages from the wilderness of Sin. They set camp at Rephidim, and there wasn't a drop of water for the people to drink. The people took Moses to task. Give us water to drink. But Moses said, why pester me? Why are you testing God? But the people were thirsty for water there. They complained to Moses, why did you take us from Egypt and drag us out here with our children and animals to die of thirst? Moses cried out in prayer to God. What can I do with these people? Any minute now they'll kill me. God said to Moses, go on out ahead of the people, taking with you some of the elders of Israel. Take the staff you used to strike the Nile and go. I'm going to be present before you there on the rock of Horeb. You are to strike the rock. Water will gush out of it and the people will drink. Moses did what he said, with the elders of Israel right there watching. He named the place Massah, or testing place, and Meribah, quarreling, because of the quarreling of the Israelites and because of their testing of God when they said, is God here with us or not? Amalek came and fought Israel at Rephidim. Moses ordered Joshua, select some men for us and go out and fight Amalek. Tomorrow I will take my stand on top of the hill holding God's staff. The story goes on, but we can actually end at the part where it says, is God with us or not? Okay, the part I read was Exodus 17, 1 through about 8. And pretty much the whole chapter is about, like I said, Moses is leading the people out of Egypt after they had been slaves for about 400 years. And while they're going on, they get thirsty. And through the wilderness, trying to get to the new land, they were asking Moses, we're all thirsty. Where's the water? Is God with us or not? Because we're thirsty and we feel like we're about to die. Where's God now? So they're harassing Moses, the leader, and saying, you brought us out saying that God will take care of us, but I don't see any God with us. So Moses is getting nervous. He's like, these people are so mad they're about to kill me. So he goes to God and says, these people want water. What should I do? They're about to kill me. And God tells Moses to go on ahead of the people and take with them some of the elders and strike a rock with a stick, and water will come out. Now the specific verse was, Moses did what he said with the elders of Israel right there watching. So that's how Moses was always obedient to God. What we can take out of this is that, out of the whole story, we can take out this message. That even though it seems that God's not with you, he always will. He's not going to let you fall. There might be times that you go through a village or a wilderness of thirst where it seems that you're lacking. But God always has a plan in the end to give you what you're needing before you absolutely die or perish. So God has his eyes on you. He knows what you need of. Sometimes he puts you through the wilderness so that you can learn certain things and come out better than you are, and come out immune to the hunger pains or the thirst pains that you're going through. Because if you become used to feeling thirsty, then you can travel longer places without water, pretty much. So, and these people, they're just so disrespectful because they're supposed to be trusting God, but back when they were slaves, I mean, they were getting beaten every day, and they were getting like the worst food. It wasn't good food at all. But they're being brought into this new land, and instead of appreciating the fact that at least we're not getting beaten anymore, they're sitting here wondering, oh, Where's the water? We're all thirsty. It feels like we're about to die. You're disrespecting God because they don't have that trust for Him. And God considers it disrespect when you don't have faith in Him. He loves to know that you're faithful to Him and you have faith in Him. That's what brings the essence of Him alive. If you're not trusting God or can't believe God for something, then I mean your faith is what's not putting you in the place where you need to be at. So that's the whole summary of it. And as I mentioned, the specific verse was Moses did what he said with the elders of Israel right there watching. Now Moses here, he was pretty obedient the whole time to God. And that's a good way to be. Just if God tells you to do something, go ahead and do it because usually it's for your own benefit. It can be hard to do, but go ahead and do it when God says do it. And Moses did what he said at that time. But later on, Moses gets a bad attitude or something because God tells him to do something, and he gets a bad attitude and kicks a rock or something. And God, in that moment, said, "Because you kicked that rock or had a bad attitude, you won't be the person who leads my people into the new land. This is where you're gonna die right here. You're gonna die outside of the camp because you didn't have that faith in me." So God's a person. God's a God of faith, not a person. And He likes someone to have faith in Him. He likes obedience, etc. You know, the regular things of someone in high leadership. As I usually say, you can imagine treating someone with God, you know, just like you would treat someone on earth, like a judge or someone like that. So that's just the mindset to be in when you think of how should I respect God. Treat them like you would treat the highest person you know, whether it be judge, president, whatever. He deserves the respect. And that's all for today. Have a good one.